Breaking news.
Cesar Milan, the masterful dog trainer, an icon to millions of animal lovers, suddenly found himself at the epicenter of a media earthquake. Sensational headlines flooded the scene. Sentenced to life in prison. Career in ruins. Dark truth exposed. But hold on, is this really the truth or just a drama orchestrated by shadowy hands? Who manipulated the entire internet? Who has the power to convince millions of something unreal? And most crucially, why would they do it? A chilling truth more terrifying than any rumor awaits revelation. A secret that might force you to rethink everything you've ever trusted on social media. Cesar Milan, a name once synonymous with patience, insight, and an extraordinary ability to connect with dogs, was abruptly engulfed by an unprecedented storm of rumors. No one could have imagined that one day, this man, always seen with a gentle smile, a confident demeanor, and inspiring lessons on dog training, would become the focal point of such a horrifying tale. But social media is a wild beast. Once provoked, it can overturn everything in its path. Even a man who has dedicated over 2 decades to helping humans and dogs live in harmony. It all began quietly. An anonymous post on a minor forum, a casual comment under an old video, and then, within hours, the story swelled into a tsunami that swept away all reason. Cesar Milan sentenced to life in prison. A dramatic headline emerged on tabloid sites, sparking thousands of shares, comments, and frenzied discussions. His admirers were stunned. They sought official confirmation, but amid a sea of fake news and social media amplification, the truth suddenly felt fragile and elusive. No one knew exactly where the rumor originated. Some articles referenced old allegations about his training methods being deemed harsh, though those had never led to any convictions. Others dredged up past lawsuits involving Cesar Milan, all resolved years ago. So why, at this precise moment, did a baseless rumor explode with such ferocity? The spread was alarmingly swift. Small news outlets, eager for a clickable headline, raced to publish titles as if Cesar Milan had truly plummeted into an irredeemable tragedy. The dog whisperer behind bars. One sensational article proclaimed, paired with a hauntingly edited image of Cesar's face behind bars, as if he were genuinely facing a grim fate. The online community split into 2 camps. On one side were those who trusted him implicitly, having followed him for years and knowing this must be a misunderstanding. They swiftly countered, demanding evidence, insisting on truth. But the other side, already skeptical of his training philosophy, seized this as undeniable proof of the cruelty they'd long suspected him of hiding. Some even claimed they'd heard from a reliable source that Cesar Milan had indeed been convicted. Fabricated tales sprang up, each person embellishing a bit more, like a massive game of telephone gone awry. My friend's cousin works at the police station and says it's real. A lawyer I know confirmed he's facing a severe sentence. Someone said he's fled overseas. These disjointed stories piled up, shaking even those who hadn't yet verified the facts. Cesar Milan remained silent. No official statement came from him, and that silence only deepened the crowd's confusion. Could this quiet be an admission? Was he truly facing some penalty? The questions swirled in the minds of his supporters, fueling growing unease. Meanwhile, major news outlets held back. They hesitated to dive into the rumor swamp without solid proof, but their restraint only convinced some that this was a grave matter. Why else would mainstream media not debunk it? Loyal fans launched a truth-seeking crusade. They scoured his recent videos for signs he was fine. They bombarded media channels with messages, demanding verification. Some even tried contacting his management team, but received no reply. Within 24 hours, a minor rumor had morphed into a global frenzy. Posts about Cesar Milan sentenced to life garnered millions of shares. Analytical videos dissecting the rumor flooded YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Some channels even hosted live streams to discuss the event, treating it like a real-time courtroom drama. And yet, amid the blizzard of fake news and endless chatter, the biggest question lingered. What's the truth? Where is Cesar Milan really? And above all, is he genuinely facing the dire fate social media claims? The answer remained veiled, but one thing was certain. This storm was just beginning. Never has the world moved so fast. With a single tap, a rumor can spread like wildfire, turning truth into a luxury few can grasp. In Cesar Milan's case, no formal court or public hearing was needed. Social media swiftly donned the robes of judge, jury, and executioner. People didn't require evidence or verification. A story juicy enough, thrilling enough, was all it took to condemn someone in the virtual courtroom of the digital age. As the rumor of Cesar Milan's life sentence gained traction, it didn't stop at anonymous posts or fleeting tweets. Major platforms became battlegrounds for relentless debates. People shared opinions, dissected details, criticized, and even denounced him publicly, despite no credible source confirming the tale. Videos with provocative titles popped up en masse on YouTube. Deep dive channels, known for exposing famous figures, jumped in, producing lengthy videos that compiled old accusations, cleverly edited clips, and arguments painting Cesar Milan as a truly controversial figure. But perhaps the most frightening aspect wasn't the rumor's spread, but how the crowd began accepting it as obvious fact. They didn't need a legitimate news report to confirm it. The rumor's repetition across platforms made it trustworthy in a bizarre way. Questions of its accuracy faded, replaced by debates over whether Cesar Milan deserved it. Comments shifted from curiosity to judgment. I always knew something was off about him. No surprise, he's been accused before. If this is true, he should pay. No one cared what the truth was. They just wanted someone to blame. Lengthy Reddit threads analyzed every facet of his career. Old photos, spliced video clips from his shows, past lawsuits, all were pieced together as if they formed irrefutable proof of a man worthy of condemnation. Of course, not everyone bought the rumor. A steadfast group of fans refused to let him be toppled by groundless slander. They posted rebuttals, urging people not to rush to conclusions without official word. They're fooling you all. There's no proof Cesar Milan was arrested. If it were this serious, big news would have reported it by now. Do people really believe edited videos and online rumors? But no matter how logical their defenses, they were mere droplets in an ocean of digital outrage. Mob mentality operates on a far more terrifying level. Once a story grows big enough, denying it becomes irrelevant. What matters is that it's a phenomenon. And when someone becomes the target of negative buzz, no amount of evidence or pleas can fully erase the stain left by the rumor. Yet a larger question loomed. Who orchestrated this smear campaign? Was it just a rumor that spiraled out of control? Or was someone pulling strings behind the scenes? As debates raged across platforms, Cesar Milan's fans awaited an official explanation, but he stayed silent, and that silence, intentional or not, only deepened the skepticism. Social media had issued its verdict, but would the truth get a chance to speak? Or would this tale keep twisting in ways no one could predict? The answer still lay ahead. Over the past few days, social media ignited with a bombshell that reverberated globally. Cesar Milan sentenced to life in prison. The claim ricocheted through tabloid pages, anonymous forum threads, and a deluge of YouTube videos, each purporting to unravel the sordid details of his alleged downfall. People traded whispers, wove unrelated incidents into a tapestry of high-stakes drama, and spun a story so gripping it held the world in thrall. Yet, amid this clamor, lies a stark reality few pause to unearth. Cesar Milan has not been convicted, nor is he entangled in any legal quagmire of such gravity. He continues his work unabated, posting dog training tutorials online, gracing television screens with his expertise, living his life as he always has. So how did this rumor blaze so fiercely that it convinced millions of its authenticity? Cesar Milan is no stranger to the spotlight's harsh glare. Fame, particularly in a field as emotionally charged as animal training, invites scrutiny and dissent. Over the years, he's weathered lawsuits and faced accusations that his techniques lean too firm or overly commanding. Critics have balked at his signature calm and assertive approach, branding it contentious. This latest rumor likely drew fuel from those old embers, incidents long buried but ripe for exaggeration. A standout case harks back to 2015 when a plaintiff alleged a dog under Cesar's care had bitten someone. The suit fizzled out, leaving no mark on his record, yet it lingered in the digital ether, a perfect spark for today's sensationalists to fan into a roaring blaze. The digital era's deadliest weapon is the breakneck pace of misinformation. A tantalizing headline can outrun the truth before it even laces its boots. Tabloids raced to splash lurid titles across their pages. YouTubers churned out hasty analyses with thumbnails engineered to stun, and social media users hit share with reckless abandon. Facts be damned. Before long, the rumors about Cesar Milan metastasized beyond a mere sentencing. Some swore he'd fled the United States in a clandestine escape. Others insisted he'd been nabbed in a dramatic sweep targeting animal mistreatment. A few posts even conjured fake courtroom scenes, complete with invented testimony that never existed. Truth, as it so often does, sank beneath the weight of this tidal wave of fiction. What, then, is the reality? While rumors raged with the fury of a forest fire, Cesar Milan carried on as if untouched. His YouTube channel hummed with fresh training videos. His presence endured on Nat Geo Wild's Better Human, Better Dog, and he hosted workshops for pet owners wrestling with unruly companions. Why no immediate rebuttal to silence the storm? Because Cesar has danced this dance before. His career has weathered a litany of distortions, and rather than exhaust himself chasing every falsehood, he opts to let his actions speak louder than words. By steadfastly pursuing his craft, he proves the rumors hollow, mere shadows cast by jealous or idle minds. His personal accounts brim with the mundane and the meaningful, candid snapshots of daily life, clips of him guiding dogs with that familiar steady hand, betraying no trace of a man under legal siege. If Cesar Milan isn't facing a sentence, why did this rumor sweep the planet like a plague? Several threads unravel the mystery. His prominence. As a titan in dog training, any whisper about him commands instant attention. Lingering disputes. Past critiques of his methods primed the pump for negative tales to gain traction. Social media's might. A single provocative post can ignite a global frenzy, no verification required. Crowd dynamics. When a story spreads widely, it dons a cloak of undeniable truth, evidence or not. Cesar Milan's ordeal isn't merely a case study in social media's power to warp reality, it's a clarion call for accountability in how we process information. We inhabit a time where anyone with a keyboard can play reporter. But that freedom carries a weighty obligation to sift truth from chaff. Today, Cesar Milan bears the scars of fabricated news. Tomorrow, it could be you or me. He remains standing. No conviction mars his name, no punishment looms. Above all, he persists in his mission, aiding dogs and their humans with unwavering dedication. This journey, from a rumor born of nothing to a truth triumphantly bared, lays bare the potency and peril of online narratives. Those who swallowed the tale might reel at the revelation. But let this be a lesson etched in memory. Don't embrace every word flickering across your screen, not without a bedrock of proof to anchor it. History brims with tales of reputations raised by a single, venomous rumor. Now, Cesar Milan has stepped into the crosshairs of this treacherous sport. Condemnation without a shred of substantiation. In a handful of days, a barrage of posts screamed headlines like "Cesar Milan sentenced to life in prison" or "The dog deity crumbles at last," saturating social platforms with relentless ferocity. The truth remained untested, yet the public stood poised, gavel in hand, eager to pass sentence. As the rumor gained ground, a torrent of censure rained down on Cesar. Facebook groups, Twitter feeds, and Reddit boards overflowed with indignant voices. They vilified him, flung biting epithets his way, all without glimpsing a formal decree. It was as if they'd sat front row at a trial, watching Cesar Milan face a stern judge and hear his doom pronounced. But the reality? No courtroom convened, no verdict was rendered, and no penalty imposed. The true menace of rumors lies not merely in their viral sprint, but in the wreckage they leave behind. When falsehoods about Cesar Milan erupted, they didn't just sully his good name, they cast a shadow over a legacy forged across more than 2 decades of tireless effort. For years, Cesar has labored to reshape how we perceive and interact with dogs. His methods, grounded in the subtle art of animal psychology, have empowered countless owners to guide their pets with compassion rather than coercion. Yet in a fleeting span of days, that monumental contribution vanished from public memory, eclipsed by a lie. Comments swarmed beneath his videos, dripping with disillusionment. "I once held him in high esteem, but if these charges stick, I'm done with his shows forever. Dogs aren't pawns for human games. He should face justice." I believed Cesar was a true animal advocate, but perhaps it's all been a charade. The most chilling truth? No one paused to ask if the allegations held water. The court of public opinion had ruled, fueled by a rumor as flimsy as gossamer.